I'm going to be honest, completely honest. Number one, yes, I stand behind a mic, sit behind a mic every day, but this here makes me nervous. And I just told somebody, I go, I'm really, really nervous. And she just gave me some pointers and she said, imagine everybody sitting there in their underwear and you'll be okay. So if I get through this, I just visualize all of you in your underwear. I'm sorry. All right. Let's get this. I know, right? Somebody said, whoa, hey. Here's the deal. I did write some things normally. Is my voice this loud or is this mic loud? Which one is it? My God. I sound like some radio chick, huh? Thank you, Thea. Thank you. She's like, you sound good. That's my girl. I love her. I'm going to go on and just tell you, first of all, normally I don't normally do speeches. I hate to, but I wrote this down because there are so many people to thank. And when I think about my career, I never thought I would be here. I was a young girl when I first started doing this radio career. I was 19 years old at a country radio station working as a receptionist. And I do remember when they trained me and the first time I got my real job at KIIZ in Killeen, Texas. And I can't believe that I'm here today. I knew the first time I started on that microphone, I knew what I had, I knew what it was. It was a platform that could change the world. It could change people's lives. It could do so many good things. There was something about speaking into that mic. It just did something, and I caught that bug. And I've traveled all over the country for this job. I always tell people that. Whether it was informing or entertaining or educating, I had the power to change someone's life, and I knew that, right? But one of the things is that as I was using my voice to uplift other people, I was actually finding mine, right, in the midst of all of it. As a woman in this business, it's not always easy, and I'm not going to lament about that because guess what? I'm going into the Radio Hall of Fame, right? Clap it up. Clap it up, y'all, for all the inductees, everybody. Look where we are. So I'm not even going to go into that, but I can just tell you my job is to speak to people every day and to give them something to think about, to laugh, to talk about, maybe even give them hope, right? I didn't necessarily start out to change the world, but I knew that I could just do this and have fun and do something that I loved. Leading up to this award, I've been asked so many times, right, about how it feels to be inducted into the Radio Hall of Fame, and I can only say this, it is unreal, it is surreal, and it's absurd almost. I'm going, what? My brother just reminded me, Michael McGuire, my brother who did radio, I had a whole family that did radio. Like my mother had 5 kids, 4 of us are in radio. And my brother said to me, he goes, I remember us having this conversation, and he said he was really wanting to be inducted into the Radio Hall of Fame. And he says, he turned to me and he goes, don't you want to be inducted? And he said, I told him, I'll let you know what it's like when it happens. And I went, I said that at that young age? I'm like, what was I doing? This same brother, I got to tell you, is how much we loved radio. We were growing up in Killeen, Fort Hood area, very, very small city outside of Austin, Texas. Tom Joyner was on the radio, and my brother would drive me. He knew I loved Tom Joyner so much. My brother would drive me to Waco, which was an hour away from where we lived, and an hour away from Dallas, and he would let me sit in the car and just listen to Tom Joyner do radio. And we would do that, and that was our time together. My brother and I getting coffee and donuts listening to Tom Joyner. So I'm so grateful and humbled to be amongst Tom Joyner, Doug Banks, Ryan Seacrest. I'm like Howard Stern, Erica Farber, Donnie Simpson, Wendy Williams, you guys. I mean, the names, you go on and on and on, and all of the inductees today, it's an honor. To be inducted into the Hall of Fame, it is an honor, but it's also a heavy weight to process because it means for years to come, people are going to know my name. They're going to see this. I'm like, oh, my God, this is so crazy. Now, I know, I'm telling y'all, it's such a pinch-me moment. It's such a pinch-me moment for me. And again, I'm trying to go through my speech because I normally don't do these, and oh, my God. But anyway, through determination and dedication and not giving up, and though I wanted to give up at 3 a.m. when that clock goes off when you do morning radio, but I still got up, and I thank God for that. I understood the assignment. So thank you for recognizing me, and I've got to thank everyone. Of course, Peter did that for me. Thank you to Compass Media, my family there, Lyanne and Nancy and everybody there in your sales department, affiliate sales, thank you. Thank you to, of course, Service Broadcasting, Hyman Childs, Gary Saunders, Geo Cook, Kevin Jenkins, Francis Davis, and then also I've got to thank Don Anthony. He's here because it was because of Morning Show Boot Camp. I was sitting on a panel, and Compass Media saw me on a panel and decided to syndicate me. So thank you, Don Anthony, for that. Thank you to all of our affiliates. Some of them are here. Jay Allen, Angela Williams at Power 92 here in Chicago. Thank you for believing in our show. Don Black from Milwaukee. My attorney, Steve Mandel, he's here. I've had this, let me tell you something. I've been with Steve Mandel longer than I've been with my husband. Dang it, 25 years I've been with this man, all right? Thank you, Steve. He helps me with my contracts because I don't know what the hell I'm reading. Y'all know what I mean, okay? Anyways, also thank you to my family, my brother Michael, my brother Damon, my sisters, and everyone. And I would also have to thank my mother, because without her and without the way that she saw the world, without the way she raised me and my brothers and sisters to think outside the box, to develop who we were as people and have opinions, I wouldn't be able to do the radio that I do. And of course, I got to thank my husband, who is literally my right hand. This man kicks me out of bed. He's like, you got to get up, you got to go. My biggest cheerleader, so thank you. And thank you to the Radio Hall of Fame. Thank you to the committee. Thank you, Thea Mitchum, who has been my champion for, oh my God, you and Nancy and everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm going to dedicate this award, though, to my brothers and sisters, because what we used to do is so hilarious. We would get up, I don't know if everybody else did this, but we would read the newspaper and we tried to read it like we were news anchors, and we tried to outdo each other, or we did radio and everything else. So they taught me radio. I'm the youngest of the 5, and they taught me this. So I just want to say thank you to them. And I've got a shout out to another person, a friend of mine by the name of Keisha, who reminded me of this the other day. She goes, girl, can you believe you're going into the Radio Hall of Fame? And I was like, yeah. She goes, do you remember that time when you first started in radio? You were like 21, and I had a fashion show, and you told me you would host it. And I said, yeah. She goes, you remember what you charged me? I said, what I charge you, girl? And she said, all you told me was you would do it for alcohol with some liquor, some drinks. And she said, you hosted my fashion show for just drinks. And she ain't gonna get that deal again. But nonetheless, she reminded me of what we did early on when we got in this game. We did whatever we could to get out there and host, to be in the community and everything. So I just want to say thank you again to all of you. And thank you for putting up with my speech. Thank you again to the Radio Hall of Fame.